Hello, everyone, and welcome to our 8th episode of Join Us at the Table. My name is Albanie, and I study environmental studies, and I work for the Center for Food Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
And I'm Cara, and I study environmental studies and anthropology. And I also work for the Center for Food Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And so our lovely guest that we have today is Matt. Matt, would you mind telling us about yourself, what you studied at SCU, and how you ended up at Ocean's Halo?
Yeah, and thank you for having me. I work with Ocean's Halo. We're a startup food brand, and I graduated Santa Clara in 2018. I studied economics and environmental studies, and I also worked at CFIE back when it was called the Food and Agribusiness Institute. Yeah, and how I ended up at Ocean's Halo, I guess like at CFIE when I was working there, obviously there's lots of like awesome on-campus events with like local startup food brands and businesses, and I pretty much got like super interested in especially like the idea of like saving food waste. I worked on like our the farm project where we pretty much went out and weighed post-harvest like waste, and we were physically like weighing produce in the field and capturing that waste and trying to find ways to bring it to like food banks and get it to people who are hungry. So I got like super interested in like the whole like food industry through CFIE, and it really like inspired me to apply to food businesses since I studied business at Santa Clara. And after graduating, I went home to Massachusetts and didn't have a job lined up like after senior year and everything. I was pretty much applying to a bunch of different things and looking kind of like trying to network through LinkedIn, and it wasn't working out so much where I was like applying remotely to things. So I bought a one-way flight to like back to Santa Clara, and decided like, all right, I'm gonna like go find something and I'll make it work. I'll crash with like my roommate from college, and like I'll find something. So like actually like within a week of coming back, I emailed, or I guess I LinkedIn connected with Robert, our CEO, and he was like super receptive to my message. I just said like, hey, I want to like learn about the company and how I might be able to get involved. It seems super interesting. I never really heard of it before, but just like found it browsing on LinkedIn. And he said, come interview. Like he literally just responded, come interview. So I think it's like really valuable, just like reaching out to people, and LinkedIn's like a really like free tool. So it was really useful for me. And that's how I found Ocean's Halo. I came in and interviewed, and then the next week I started work. So I interviewed on a Thursday and then started the next Monday. So it all happened like really quickly.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a fun story.
So, for those of us who don't know, what exactly is seaweed farming? How does it work? And what makes it so sustainable?
Yeah. So I'll talk about like Ocean's Halo a little bit too. So we pretty much are a food brand, and we sell our products to different grocery stores. One of our main products is seaweed itself. So like seaweed snacks. I don't know if like y'all have had it before, but this is our Maui onion flavor. So it's literally just like seaweed in a little pack. Then we also have like a big sushi nori. So it's like literally meant for like rolling sushi, and it's literally just like seaweed that's dried and roasted, and we get the seaweed from farms in South Korea. We're pretty much shipping that like across the Pacific to our factory in California where we produce it. And I guess like the reason why it's considered the most sustainable crop on the planet is because there's very few inputs into growing it. So that you don't need fresh water, you don't need arable land, you don't need pesticides to actually like grow the seaweed. So there's not a lot like going in, but it's like actually like sequestering carbon and taking that from like the ocean and the environment where it's grown. So it's like a really special crop in that way. And it also has a really short grow cycle, which is really cool. So like within like 14 days, like 2 weeks between planting it, you're able to harvest it. So you're using like a very little bit of space for like how much you can actually like get out of it, which is really special.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And what have you learned more broadly about the food industry because of your involvement with Ocean's Halo?
I've got to see, because we're such a small team, I am like focused on like sales and marketing broadly. Um, but because we're such a small team, like I get to see a lot of different um, pieces of the whole operation. um, which is really cool. We go to different food shows, um, and I've also learned a lot about I have a focus on e-commerce. So like Amazon and Walmart and Whole Foods are all doing a lot to sort of like ramp up e-commerce, especially right now when like COVID is happening. A lot of people aren't really going into stores as much, so they're trying to find new ways to get food to people. So there's a lot of like new stuff changing and happening in this industry, and it's really cool to observe and be part of. One thing that I guess I've learned and became like more interested in is packaging within the food industry, because obviously you can have a really sustainable product, but it has to be packaged safely and like properly. Whenever we have like almost 40 different products. We don't just sell seaweed, but we have a bunch of different sauces and broths and noodles and noodle bowls. Whenever we're launching, we always consider like, what are we packaging this in, and what are we sending out into the world with our products. So we use glass bottles when we can. So we have like different sauces. So this is our teriyaki sauce. It's in a glass bottle. We launched a line of drinks. So this is our watermelon lime deep sea water. We have a lot of like, I guess like we always just consider, all right, what are we packaging this in? And for our seaweed snacks and sushi nori, like the seaweed itself, we today don't have compostable packaging, but my goal is to eventually find a supplier that will have a compostable film, because for our seaweed snacks, there's like the actual film that wraps around it. And then inside there's a tray that's plastic, and it's recyclable right now, but this could actually be like compostable. And then this is the seaweed itself. But hopefully one day, like the different parts of our packaging will also be compostable. I think that's like a really important thing. And there's a lot of room for improvement, but we're constantly searching for suppliers and ways to improve that in our company.
Nice. Yeah, I really like your point about sustainable packaging. So on the note of sustainability, can you tell us a little bit about the work that Oceans Halo does to protect our oceans?
Totally. So like I was saying, like with packaging, we have these glass bottles. So we're not trying to send like plastic bottles out into the planet. We also have like a plant fiber bowl. I have like a few of my products here, our products here, but this is like a plant fiber bowl that like our noodle bowl is made out of. So we're obviously like not trying to send like a bunch of like bad material out into the ocean. But one exciting program we are part of is called 1% for the Planet. And it was founded by Ivan Chernard, like the founder of Patagonia. And we pretty much work with 1% for the Planet to donate 1% of revenue from some of our products to environmental organizations that promote ocean conservation, such as Monterey Bay Aquarium. And we donate to their sea otter program, which is kind of like on brand for us, because it's obviously giving back to like our local like aquarium and also like the ocean itself. So like I think like we probably learned this in class at Santa Clara, but like how sea otters are keystone species, and they regulate the ecosystem by like eating the sea urchins that are eating kelp forests. So we're actually like helping like promote the health of our local kelp forests by donating to their sea otter program, which is really special. And I think it's like a cool, fun thing that we're doing. And also through 1%, there's also an opportunity to donate food as part of your donation. So we're making food donations to different organizations as well. And those are less focused on like saving the ocean, but more like focused on people. So we're, I guess, like helping feed food insecure communities in a lot of cases through some special organizations that 1% is partnered with.
Awesome. That's really great to hear. You spoke about this a little bit earlier, but how has Oceans Halo, being a small business in the food industry, had to adapt to COVID, and how have you seen it on the smaller scale and then more of the macro scale as well, affecting your business in the food industry?
Yeah. So on the smaller scale, like just like our office and everything, we're actually like working in the office today, but we're being safe about it. We have like a basic like protocol and policy regarding just like safety and health, to like stay 6 feet away, we keep washing our hands and everything. but we're actually like packaging our products out of our office and sending them like straight to customers. So for anybody that buys our products online through Amazon, Walmart, or oceanshalo.com, they're actually, or walmart.com, just to be clear, like if people like order off walmart.com, we're actually shipping it to them from our office. Just more broadly, like the e-commerce industry has been like totally growing during this time. Like people are ordering more online from home and spending less time in grocery stores because of health safety. So our oceanshalo.com platform, amazon.com, and walmart.com is all things that I personally manage. That's like part of like my role at Oceans Halo. And it's definitely been growing over the past few months. There was like a huge uptick like in March when like lockdowns first started happening. And now it's definitely like raised the bar just in general. Like our sales are definitely more than we'd usually see. And we're also just trying to stay up to date on things like Instacart and Shipt, like different things that where people can order like grocery delivery. So these parts of like the industry are like changing a lot, which is cool to experience and be part of, and just keep up with it and try to make sure that we're properly like marketing all of our products on these sites and growing with those platforms, because it's really like shifting the way that people are getting their food. People are going less towards grocery stores and more towards online channels. So we're trying to like keep up with that growth. And obviously a lot of people are food insecure and throughout our country and world, especially right now with COVID. There's a lot of people in need because there's just so many crazy things happening. So we actually throughout like March, April, and May have made like a pretty like large donation to one of our partners called Conscious Alliance. So that was that was like through 1% for the Planet. We donated to Conscious Alliance, who is a partner with them. And we donated a bunch of our like broths and noodle bowls and sauces and seaweed snacks to that program. And they pretty much feed food insecure families, which is really special that we're able to like give back right now at like such an important time. A little bit more smaller scale, we're offering an Oceans Halo safety stock. So if you go on our Instagram, look in our bio, we're offering pretty much like a free like trial pack of like most of our products. So it costs us about like $13 to ship any of our online orders directly to our customers, which is expensive. And it's part of like the reason it's one reason we're most of our products are available like in stores rather than online, is because it costs so much to ship for such like it's a lower cost item. So if you're selling like shoes online, you can charge like $100 for them and ship them to someone. But if you're selling a food product that is maybe $5 on the shelf in a grocery store, it's a lot harder to ship something like that to somebody because it costs so much to get it to them. But right now we're offering kind of like a big like trial pack of our Oceans Halo products, and we're calling it like a safety stock because it has a bunch of like broths and noodles and noodle bowls and just like basic foods that are kind of good for stocking up right now and just like keeping in your pantry. So we're offering that through our Instagram, and all you have to do is pay the $13 of shipping, which a lot of people have taken us up on it. And I think it's kind of like a special, like an easy way to like give back to some of our customers who might be struggling right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so awesome that Oceans Halo is giving back to the community and doing whatever they can. So that's really inspiring. And that's all we have for you. But thank you so much for teaching us all about Oceans Halo, and thank you for showing us some of your products so that we can recognize them in the stores. So thank you so much, Matt.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you for yours.
Thanks, Matt.